They say those that are unlucky in love are searching for love in the wrong place. And here on Prince Edward Island, there's only so many wrong places someone can look before taking a drive to Halifax. Now, some folks on the island are quite content settling down and marrying their high school sweetheart. After all, what could go wrong from following a decision you made when you were 17 years old? If I trusted all my instincts when I was 17, I'd be working as a poet/portrait artist while moonlighting as a roadie for Kings of Leon. But on Prince Edward Island, the dating scene can be rather challenging, and it's because of the size. And it's not just that PEI is small, it has the highest population density per square kilometer, which in layman's terms means if you've got a Tinder account in the city of Charlottetown, you better have a subscription to Ancestry.com. And I'm not trying to be crass, we just have to do our due diligence. Now in PEI, a lot of folks often say, "Who's your father?" People think we're being friendly, we are practicing safe sex. But love is real, and you can find a partner on a place like Prince Edward Island. But love is a tricky thing. It's like finding the needle in the haystack. Love is the kind of thing that you can only find the moment you stop searching for it and let it reveal itself.
I just got married like a couple days ago. Still fresh, I know. We came to Prince Edward Island to get married, and we had the perfect wedding because we invited no one. It was amazing. Thank you very much. We had a beautiful ceremony down by the water in Stratford. It was great. Came in at sunrise. Perfect ceremony. It was amazing. And then as soon as it was done, we said, "This is perfect." We got back in the car, and I went and checked my phone and said, "Nothing could ruin this day." And I check on Instagram, City of Charlottetown. Warning! City of Charlottetown, 6,000 cubic meters of wastewater has been released overnight into the Charlottetown Harbor. By no means ever go into the water. So I spent the day Googling how far is Kinloch from Charlottetown Harbor. And I'm thinking, well, you know, they say that rain on your wedding day, they say that's good luck. So I figured, well, maybe wastewater on your wedding day, we're gonna win the lottery. It'll be good. I got a good feeling. It's been a lovely time since being home. I got to hang out with my family, with my parents. I was curious. I was like, I hope they like my partner, the person I'm going to spend my life with. Hope my dad likes her. And he does. Likes her more than me.
Please be joined by a group of people that I love with my whole heart here in downtown Charlottetown in Connaught Square. I'm joined by my lovely wife, Diana, and sitting with us is Joel and Cassinda, a recently married couple, two people I've known for many, many years, and I've had the pleasure and privilege knowing for so long, and I get to be part of their wedding as well. And it was such a lovely ceremony. You guys just got married.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same, but good.
Yes.
What was the most exciting part about the journey leading up to the big day?
I don't even, it's all a blur,
Honestly,
honestly.
I think both of us, once it got a lot closer, the most exciting prospect of planning a wedding was the idea that it was going to be over soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the amount of stress that's involved with it,
Yeah.
it was insane how stressed we were.
What was the most stressful part of all of it, what was the most stressful or most challenging part of?
Aside from COVID, our procrastination skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, the most stressful part wasn't anything we can control. It was the idea that everything might not come together.
Yeah.
And what can you do with that? We started over preparing and
Creating problems.
and then we kind of had to take a step
Just
back.
forgot about it.
Yeah.
Happens how it is what it is type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you two met and fell in love and got married, what was it like dating in Charlottetown and PEI? How would you describe your experiences?
Don't.
What made it? Why don't?
I don't know. Just you know everybody here.
Yeah.
Kinda, and if you don't know them, somebody that they know knows you type
Right.
thing. And I don't know. It's difficult to like have an organic relationship sometimes.
Right.
And like when we started talking, my mom knew who she was.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, so she's like, yeah, she's good. Date her. Yeah.
I personally, I think I reached a level of emotional maturity when I met Joel where I could finally be in an actual serious relationship. Whereas before, like we were together 3 years before you proposed. And before that, my longest relationship was like 5 or 6 months.
Wow.
And I just had like not like, that was gonna sound saucy. I was gonna say I had like a string of like short-term relationships, which is not true.
What?
That's not true at all. All of the relationships I'd had before that, though, like 6 months was the longest that I had gone in a relationship, and so yeah, yeah, you helped me grow up a little bit,
A little bit.
just a little bit.
That's sweet. What have you learned about yourself from your relationship?
That it's nice to have like not just like a lover, obviously, but a partner, like a best friend.
Yeah.
Where we can just like sit for hours and not say a single word to each other, and it's not weird or anything.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I like.
Top that.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say the same thing. If it's something that like I had to learn about myself for it, then I mean, proper communication with somebody is
Key.
It's like entirely instrumental. People sometimes go into relationships thinking, or not thinking, either not thinking about communication because they just think that things should work, and then when they don't, like, people get frustrated and they're like, why isn't this working? Like, what am I or what are we doing wrong? When, you know, they're not asking the right questions. Instead of saying, why isn't this working or what are we doing wrong? It should be like, what led us to this? How can we fix it? And what can we do in the future to prevent it from happening again?
Yeah.
And having like that clear communication and being comfortable enough to open up to your partner about something that's not working or something that, if like personally sometimes I feel that I could be doing better, and saying like, is this something that I could work on, and figuring that out together is really, really important.
Yeah, I think for me too, part of communication, when you say that, is that for me it's about learning how to say what I need or ask what I want, you know. So I think that's something that for me I've learned a lot too in relationship with you. Because especially because you poke me on it too. You're like, what do you need? Tell me what you need. And I'm getting better at not waiting for you to tell me.
Like I know I have to ask her 3 times if something's wrong or if she's annoyed at something.
Right,
And the fourth time I ask, I'll get it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think I'm getting better with
Yeah, you
that.
are, yeah.
It's like whittling down each time to how many times.
We're down to
but
2, I think.
It's like, and there's a lot of like ingrained stuff that people like, it's really hard to get past certain things sometimes that, you know, if not even just like in past relationships, but just like if you've gone from like being 6 years old and dealing with things a certain way, then when you get into, you know, a serious relationship where some of those like tactics or defense mechanisms are not healthy and they're not working anymore, you know, you kind of have to evolve to accommodate the fact that you can't be that person anymore.
You're not actually maybe telling me what you need, and you don't realize that because from when you were a kid that's how you approach things.
Yeah.
But so it's not change, it's like evolution, I guess, to an
Exactly.
extent.
Yeah. And I that's not necessarily what our situation was, but I think that like in all relationships, things that seem clear cut to one person are really not to the other person. And that's where like communication is so important.
You're the kind of relationship I think a lot of people aspire to have, not just because it's like very Instagrammable or very, very photogenic, but because it's the kind of love that really grounds you as people, and it helps you know who you are. And I know I find that really inspiring. And Diana, am I fair to say that is inspiring to you too?
Yeah, totally. And I have not known you two as long as Justin has, but I completely felt that. You felt very familiar as people when I first met you, and you felt very familiar as a couple too. I was like, yeah. And
Nice.
I always felt very taken in by you both and very
It was the
welcomed.
whiskey.
Yeah. So it was great.
All right, that's enough love talk. Let's go get a beer.
Yeah.